Damn, ball's ball. You know, the ball never been a problem for me. It's, you know, whatever optics or whatever everybody makes up after outside the game.
But I thought the guys did a really nice job of Shedeur and operating, the guys making plays. So, again, a ton to teach off of.
But in the game, y'all kind of know who I am.
Shedeur Sanders has accomplished what many believed was impossible, making his mark in the NFL. Yet, there's one person who refuses to give him the credit he's earned: Kevin Stefanski. Despite Shedeur's undeniable talent, Stefanski withholds the respect every great player deserves. He's never once called Shedeur the best player, nor has he publicly praised his incredible performances we've all witnessed. So why the silence? Is Stefanski deliberately downplaying Shedeur's achievements, or is there something deeper at play? Could pressure from higher-ups be influencing him to avoid recognizing Shedeur's greatness? This situation raises an uncomfortable question and points toward one possibility: racism. In today's video, we'll dive deep into the underlying tensions, examine the reasons behind Stefanski's behavior, and reveal what this says about bigger issues in the NFL. But before we begin, hit that like button and subscribe, because Shedeur's story deserves to be heard. Listen closely.
Got better this entire week by stacking these days, by competing versus them out there on the practice field, by competing versus them on the game field. Special teams, Buki, takeaway. Oh yeah, Buki. On defense, Nick, takeaway. Oh yeah.
Where is Shedeur Sanders in all?
Where does Shedeur Sanders fit into all this? Why was his name absent in the locker room talk? After the game, Stefanski addressed the team as expected, yet never once mentioned Shedeur. He quickly praised players like Nick Chubb, who had a great game, but Shedeur was also there, delivering in a big way. Why ignore the best player on the field? Either Stefanski's under pressure, or perhaps he's one of those who simply refuse to give Shedeur the recognition he's earned. The implications become hard to ignore when praise is consistently given to certain players and withheld from others. Even in the press conference, Stefanski hesitated to speak about Shedeur. He appeared visibly uneasy, almost stumbling over his words, stopping himself whenever his name came up. Something feels off. The Browns seem unwilling to let Shedeur shine. Despite his game-changing performance, they're keeping him out of the spotlight. When a journalist finally asked, Stefanski gave a small nod of praise, only to immediately nitpick Shedeur's mistakes. It's as if they're shaping a narrative to downplay his impact, pushing the idea that he isn't fully worthy of the praise he's getting. This is a clear, ongoing refusal to acknowledge his greatness.
Shedeur, pleased with the offense. Again, not perfect, plenty that we can work on, but I thought the guys did a really nice job of Shedeur and operating, the guys making plays. So, again, a ton to teach off of.
Yet Shedeur stayed silent until recently. After a game, he made sure Tony Grossi couldn't dodge him. Known for harsh criticism, Grossi had never once offered Shedeur a word of praise. This time, Shedeur wasn't holding back. With determination in his eyes, he walked straight to Tony and asked, "Now, Tony, you got something positive to say about me?" Then he pressed further. "You always talk negative about me when I haven't done anything to you. Why is that?" Shedeur was done tolerating the silence and the disrespect. This was his moment to speak up, and he made sure his voice was heard loud and clear.
Tony, I be hoping you got something positive to say about me. You always say negative stuff about me. And I'm like, I ain't do nothing to you. No. I ain't seen nothing positive that you ever said.
Shedeur's pointed questions left Tony Grossi stunned. Pause. The veteran writer, visibly irritated, couldn't hide his frustration. Pause. The confrontation clearly struck a nerve. Pause. But to be fair, it was long overdue. After years of harsh, unfair criticism, Shedeur had every right to stand his ground. Pause. Just when the tension seemed ready to boil over, Shedeur did something unexpected. He broke into a laugh. Pause. It turned out the whole exchange had been a setup, catching Grossi completely off guard. In that moment, Shedeur displayed not only confidence, but the ability to handle pressure with grace. Pause. He wasn't just challenging the media. He was proving he's in control of his own narrative. Pause. Nothing's going to hold him back.
Counterproductive because he's got a sore arm.
Okay, so you're using that as a negative against the kid?
I don't understand.
Jesus, God, would you give him a chance?
Well,
my God,
here's the
because his
thing.
arm's sore?
Yeah.
What, that's a negative? That the kid's got a sore arm?
Yes.
Because he's working too hard? The hell out.
Working against who? Who's he
Get out
working
of
against?
here. You got an agenda with that. You're going to, you know what,
Riz.
Tone? That's going to bite.
Still, the narrative against Shedeur hasn't slowed. The Browns, with all their influence, seem to be fueling the critics. Take Cam Newton. who quickly brushed aside Shedeur's immaculate passes during the game. Instead of acknowledging his skill, Cam shifted the conversation, saying a quarterback's true measure isn't just making perfect throws, but what's from the neck up. According to Cam, greatness comes from reading defenses, understanding pressure, and making the right decisions under heat. The implication? That Shedeur's performance wasn't the full picture.
Round pick. Put your head down and grind. The game is not just about completing the pass. The game is more focused on the neck up. Hey, what's my side adjust? Hey, who am I hot off of? What's my signal right here? What coverage are they in? Those are the things that if I'm Shedeur, I'm worried about. I ain't worried about what the popular people.
Like seriously, Cam Newton is saying this? It's hard to believe, especially.
The irony is, Cam Newton said this, and it's baffling when you look closer at the game. Shedeur wasn't just throwing passes, he was diagnosing defenses, making split-second choices and moving the ball with surgical precision. His football IQ was on full display, the very thing Cam claims is the true measure of a quarterback. Legendary coach Herm Edwards, ever the seasoned strategist, fired back with the perfect counter. Breaking down Shedeur's touchdown with expert detail, Edwards praised the instant read Sanders made, spotting a small opening after evading the defense. Most quarterbacks would hesitate, unsure if the window is there, but not Shedeur. The moment he saw it, he fired the ball in with pinpoint accuracy. Edwards made it clear. That was a rare rookie play. It wasn't just the throw. It was the timing, the decision-making, and the composure under pressure. A veteran's move showing maturity far beyond his years. Edwards' words cut through the noise, reminding everyone that Shedeur is playing at a level few rookies ever reach. Shoulders squared, eyes downfield, threading it in. This is elite quarterbacking. In the end, Stefanski's hesitation says a lot. This isn't just a coach withholding praise. Larger forces in the NFL seem intent on controlling Shedeur's narrative. Whether it's the Browns' leadership or other powerful figures, they appear determined to limit his spotlight. But Shedeur's game speaks for itself. His skills, his decision-making, and his ability to rise above the noise will only get louder. Every game cements his place among the league's best, and no narrative can erase his fact. Even Cam Newton's words can't dent his confidence or growing legacy. Shedeur's future is bright, no matter who tries to hold him back. What do you think? Is there a larger agenda to downplay Shedeur Sanders' talent, or just individual bias? Why are Stefanski and others hesitant to give him the respect he's earned? And what about Cam Newton's remarks? Fair critique, or missing the bigger picture? Drop your thoughts in the comments, because this story is far from over.